A very good morning to all the students of class 11th political science and welcome to the online classes here. As you know students, we were doing the first chapter of your political science book Indian Constitution at Work, and we had already finished the first chapter. Now we were into the second chapter and we have finished two parts. In the very first part of this second chapter, we tried and understood the close relationship and the importance of democracy and election and their interdependence on each other. We understood in detail. Okay, then I give you the assignment regarding that. And in the last part, that is the part 2 of this chapter, we had discussed election system in India. And in that, first of all, we have taken election system, that is first past the post system. In that we saw how the elections are held according to that particular concept and in relation to India, because mostly we are following in the Lok Sabha elections, and in state legislative assemblies for the elections we are following first past the post system. So there is not only the one single system for elections. If I talk all around the world, there is another system which we will be doing today, that is proportional representation. Although it is also related to Indian election system, but it is a modified version which we are following in India of proportional representation, which we will be taking further in this topic. First of all, let us begin that what do we understand by proportional representation. As we have already understood, what do we understand by a election system, that is first past the post system, in which we just require the simple majority, that is among the candidates, whoever gets the majority or the maximum votes is declared as the winner. But in this system the things are different, and you can make out from the its name, proportional representation. As I told you previously also, in the very beginning, I would like to give you the meaning of the topic. What do you understand by the meaning, because it is very important for you to know the meaning of the topic which we are doing. So proportional representation you already know, to represent, who will represent in a manner of proportion. So what is proportional? Of the right size, amount or degree compared with something else. So we compare something or some object or some ratio in size, amount and degree with something else. So this definition also we will understand with the help of a example. Okay, so I'm making a diagram here. Suppose you are four friends and you are sitting at your home, as you know. Okay, so you four friends, you decide that okay, we want to eat cake, or there is a yes sudden plan that you want to have a cake. So one of the friend goes to the market and he orders the cake and he brings the cake for all of you at the home. Okay, so what would you do? You will make four parts of this cake. So how will be the division of this cake or distribution of cake be made? Like first boy will say, I went to the market, I went with my scooty, I had wasted my petrol, and I brought it, so I will have this piece. Then the other will say, I had paid so much of money for the whole cake, the maximum, so I will have this piece. And next will say, I went with you to hold that cake, so he'll say, I will have this cake, this part. So, and the one friend who was at home, he will get the smallest part of this cake. So we can say this was the person who went and brought the cake will get this A part. Who gave the money, he will get the B part. Who went with A to hold that cake behind the scooty will get the C part of this proportion of this cake. And D part, or we can make it a small or more smaller, D friend will get the smallest the part of this cake. So what we can say, this was a cake according to the work they did, according to the preferences they made, they have divided this cake into four parts. So we can say it was divided into four proportions. So what are these? 1, 2, 3, 4. These are the proportions of this complete cake. Proportions. So we can say these four parts are 1, 2, 3, 4. What do we call them? These are the four proportions of this cake. So here, talking of the proportional representation in terms of election. Here we are talking about cake, but in elections we will not talk about cake here. So I will now move back to my chapter and I will make you understand what do we mean by. So you must know these are the proportions, the way they have divided this whole cake into different parts according to the work they did. Okay. So this is called proportion of the cake. With the help of this example, I will try and explain you what do we understand by proportional represented in relation to election. So now it's written here. Proportional, as you know the meaning of proportional now, how the cake was divided in proportion of what. So we talk about election in proportion to election of what? Votes. If you talk about election, we are talking about the proportion in election. What is the and what proportion of votes? Because election is all about the votes. The preferences and the choices we make for our candidates is called votes. And if I talk about proportional representation, so proportional representation in terms of elections and votes. So see this clearly, this particular line. In this system, party gets a same proportion of seats according to the proportion of votes. Now I would show you one more example here. Now in relation to there are, I can say, party A, party B and party C. Okay, these are the three parties and this is a total number of votes, I would say. So party A, after the election, party A secured so this is party A, this is B and this is C. So this we can say this is a proportional representation after the election or after the candidates have got the votes. So we can say this is 30%. This is I would say 20% and this is 50%. So this is the vote ratio or the proportion of the votes party A, party B and party C has got. So these were the three parties. Party A got 30% votes, party B got 20% votes and party C got 50% votes. So if we were talking about first past the post system, in this you could clearly say that party C will make the government as party C has got the maximum votes as compared to all the three parties or the candidates. But this is not the case in proportional representation. In this, what will happen? When the government will be formed, there will be 50% members in the legislature will be from the C party, 20% members will be from B party and 30% members of legislature will be from A party. So we can say it's like a coalition government in that all the parties are given representation according to the votes secured by the party in the election. So the number of votes, total number of votes secured in the election, that is directly proportional, we can say, is to the seats which they will receive in the legislature. But if it would have been first past the post system, only 50%, that is C, party C would have made the government and all these votes, 30% votes and 20% votes of party A and B, this all would have been wasted because this party would have not got the representation in the legislature as the formation of the government. But in proportional representation, all the party gets somehow their representation, but only according to the proportion of votes which they have secured in the election for the legislature. The same thing is written here in this system. Which system? Proportional representation. In proportional representation system, party gets the same proportion of seats according to the proportion of votes. That is, same proportion of seats. A party will receive as number of seats as related to the votes. If a party gets 30% votes, they will get 30% seats of the total number of seats in the legislature. Like there are 543 seats, for example. So out of 543 seats, a party A will get 30% seats because they have achieved 30% votes in the election. Like party B, if they achieve 50% votes, they will get 50% of seats of the legislature. So we can say it is that in this system, seats and votes are directly proportional to the votes. I hope you must have understood this, what do you understand by proportional representation and how it is different from that system which we have done earlier, that is first past the post system. In that we just take the simple majority, whichever candidate gets the maximum number of votes is declared the winner, and the other votes and the other votes of the candidates are wasted. But in this system of proportional representation, every party or every candidate gets the representation somehow, but it is, the condition is there that they get the same proportion of seats according to the proportion of votes. Whatever is the proportion of votes which they have received in the election, same proportion of seats they will get in the legislature to form the government. Okay. Now moving forward, this proportional representation, it has two variants, we can say types also. There are two types or the two concepts of proportional representation which is followed around the world. In India, how the advanced and the modern this version of proportional representation is used in Indian Rajya Sabha and in the election of president, vice president, we shall do it later. But now you must know that there are two types and we will take both of them one by one. Okay, so I'm starting here the first one, and this first one is here. It's written two variants, we can say two types of proportional representation. The entire country is treated as one constituency. So this is, I'm drawing a line so that it is clear. This is number one variant, this is number two variant. So we are starting the number one variant, and the concept will be same of proportional representation, but there is a slight difference of its mechanism and how it works in different countries. So we are talking about Israel and Netherlands. This first variant, it functions in Israel and Netherlands, where whole entire country is treated as one constituency. Okay, so example is Israel and Netherlands, it's written here. Each party fills its quota of seats by their candidates in proportion to the votes received. So again I will show you with the help of this. Okay, so this is variant 1. In this what happens, the whole country, in India what we do, I have showed you with the examples. I drawn so many constituencies, 543 constituencies according to the population. But in countries like Israel and I told you the example of Israel and Netherlands, in these countries the whole country is counted as the constituency. This is the constituency. Okay, and what does they do? They the people and the citizen of this country Israel, they will vote for the country. It's for forming a national government. They don't know. And yes, one and the most important thing in this system, proportional representation, candidates the citizens are never going to vote or show their preference and choices for a particular candidate. They don't show the candidates. It is only the party to people could vote on the name of the party. So now people will vote, there will be a particular date and whole country will vote on that particular day. Like in India, we have different days of the month in which different states are contesting election for Lok Sabha. But in countries like this which are following proportional representation, like for example we have taken Israel and Netherlands, in this whole country is included as a one constituency. In this one constituency they will have the election on a same day, and whole country will vote for their particular parties, to which party they want to support. Suppose there are party A, party B and party C. These are the three parties, and now the voters will come and they will vote. Now suppose party A gets, I would say yes, your party, you have voted and your party got, suppose 40% of votes in the whole country. You had your government, you had a party, the party you supported, that particular party got 40% votes all around Israel. All the people of Israel who voted in support of your party, the party you wanted to win, it got total number of 40% of votes. Now what will happen? When the national government will be formed or in the legislature, your party will get 40% of seats in the legislature, as you secured 40% of votes in the election. Like in the other party who has got suppose 30% of votes around the country, this party will get, this is party B, this is party A, this party will get 30% of seats in the legislature. Rest, this C party, this is also got suppose 30% votes. So this C party will also get 30% of seats in the legislature to form the government. So all these parties will show their representation in the formation of the government and take participate in the legislature and will be a part of government, but the number of members and candidates which will be having the seats in the legislature will be in proportion to the votes they got in the election. So this is part 1, in which the whole country is called as single constituency. Okay, it is written here, the entire country is treated as one constituency. Example, Israel and Netherlands, which I have explained you. Each party fills its quota of seats by their candidates in proportion to the votes received. So each party's candidates will fill the number of seats which will be directly proportional to the votes received. So party gets 30% of votes, the 30% candidates will be of a particular party, okay, of the same party. But in the other case, what they have written, the country is divided into several multi-member constituencies. Example, Argentina and Portugal. This system is followed. This is proportional representation, but there are two variants. I told you what type is this and other is this. In this, the whole country is treated as one constituency, but in this, they are not. The whole country is not treated as a one constituency, but they are following a system in which there is a several multi-member constituencies in Argentina and Portugal. Each party prepares a list of candidates for the each constituency. Party gets seats according to the share of votes. This is common to all, that each party will get a set seats according to the share of votes or proportion of votes. Now I will show you this also with the help of an example. I hope you will be able to understand. So this is the second variant and I am trying to show you, which is followed in Argentina and Portugal. You must know these countries and must be knowing Argentina and Portugal, as they are famous footballers. Lionel Messi, and from Portugal is Cristiano Ronaldo. You must be knowing these two countries very well. So in these two countries, they follow a system in which they have several multi-member constituencies. In India also we have so many constituencies, but from each constituency in India we elect only one representative. But what they have done, for suppose this is Argentina and they have divided their whole country into 4 constituencies: number 1, number 2, number 3 and number 4. Sorry, number 1. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. These are the 4 constituencies. Now among in India, from one constituencies we elect only one member in a following a system of first past the post system. But this is proportional representation, and that also is the second variant of this particular election system. In this, what they do, they divide the country into some constituencies, and each constituencies are divided into multi-member constituencies. In that is, for suppose they will elect 10 members, 10 candidates. In India we elect only one candidate from constituency, but here they have said that from this particular constituency they will elect 10 candidates who will go to the legislature for forming the government. In this case, all the 4 parties A, B, C, D, suppose there are 4 parties, they will give their list of candidates. Okay, this is the list of candidates. As I told you, in proportional representation, voters never vote for the candidate, they vote for the party. But after the election, but before the election, the list is to be submitted. As we saw see in cricket, there is a series, but before the series or before the World Cup, player list is to be submitted. There are final number of player list is always final before the tournament. Okay, these 16 players will be in the squad. In the same way, each party has to submit a list. Okay, these will be the candidates. If we win in our constituency, these will be the members who will be taking the seats here from each. So election will be held. Okay, so after the election, members from each of these parties will be the elected members from this part. Okay, same with this part, same with this part, same with this part. And at the last, what will we say? That each party prepares a list of candidates for each constituency, and party gets seats according to the share of votes. Okay, so again here the votes will be according, the seats will be provided as according to the share of votes which they have received in the election. Now I'm reading this topic, proportional representation, also from a NCERT book, so you can have a clear understanding of this concept. Okay, So after first past the post system, that is the election system in India, they had taken this topic proportional representation. That is why they have written, let us compare this to how election take place in Israel. So they are telling us about what is the election system in Israel. That follows a very different system in election. In Israel, once the votes are counted, though they are saying a system of proportional representation. In this, they are saying once the votes are counted, each party is allotted the share of seats in the parliament in proportion to its share of the votes. So clear, which I have told you. Once the votes are result is out and the votes are counted, each party, as we don't vote for the candidates but we vote for the party, so in this each party is allotted the share of seats. The number of seats given to a party is directly proportional to the share of votes it has achieved in the election. Each party fills its quota of seats by picking those many of nominees from preferred list. As I told you, from in the beginning of the or before the election, they have to prepare a list and submit, and from when party gets the maximum or seats whatever they win, from this list only they have to send those members. Okay, that has been declared before the election. This system of election is called proportional representation, PR. This I have explained you in detail with the help of examples. I hope you have understood it. In this system, a party gets the same proportion of seats as its proportion of votes. This also I've told you. Any party will get the same proportion of seats as proportion of votes. If I am getting 25% of votes in the election, what will be the number of seats which my party will be getting in the legislature? It will be 25% only. So we can say it is directly proportional to the proportion of votes which we are getting in the election. In the PR system, there could be two variants. Now, two variants also we have discussed separately. In one country like Israel and Netherlands, they are showing the entire country is treated as one constituency, I have told you, and seats are allotted to each party according to its share of votes. This is one and the same thing. The other method is when the country is divided into several multi-members. Other variant which we have discussed is in that a countries Portugal and Argentina. I have given you the example. In this country is divided into several multi-member constituencies. Each party prepares a list of candidates who, from each constituency. Yes, this also I have told you from the beginning or the before the elections are held, they have to prepare a list of candidates, okay, for each constituency, depending on how many have to be elected from their constituency. In both these variants, voter exercise their preference for a party. This has also I have told you, candidates don't vote for a particular, sorry, voters don't vote for candidates. They show their preference or choice through the party they support and not a candidate. The seats in the constituency are distributed on the basis of votes polled by the country. Thus, representatives from a constituency would and do belong to different parties in India. But in relation to India, as I told you, I will tell you about India also. India, we have adopted this proportional representation system. So in India also, we have adopted this particular proportional representation system of election, but not for the Lok Sabha elections for forming the national government or for the state legislative assembly elections, but where we are using this. This is a modern, we can say, version of proportional representation. So we can say in India we have adopted proportional representation system on a limit scale for indirect elections. The constitution prescribes a third and the complex version. Two we have already done. Two variants, one which is followed in Israel and Netherlands, and the second variant which is used in and is prevalent in Argentina and Portugal, and the third one is here which India is saying is very complex, and it is the new version of proportional representation, and we use it in election of president, for the election of president in India, for vice president, and for the elections of Rajya Sabha and Vidhan Sabha. When there are elections for the Rajya Sabha and Vidhan Sabha or vice president or president, we follow a system of proportional representation, but it is a complex. It is changed. It is not like the first and the second variant, although the basic structure of the election system is same as in the proportional representation, but there are some differences. Okay. And in this NCERT book, you can also find the difference, and I will give you a question on this particular topic, that is comparison of FPTP, means first past the post system, and the proportional representation of election. So you must know this particular difference, so you can differentiate them easily. And you can also see this system is followed in UK, USA, India. This is Israel, Netherlands. You can write Argentina. Okay, you can write Portugal. So with this I come to the end of this topic. In the next video I shall take the next topic of this chapter. Till then, thank you.